I think architecture and cars go together really well. The most famous sort of shots of beautiful architecture, there's always a car there, and that car can be quite specifically selected. It just so perfectly encapsulates the kind of person that would live in that house. My name's Hugh Feggans and I'm an architect, father of 3 and a Porsche enthusiast. As a kid, I wasn't really gifted in any ways, but I did like to draw. I think that that's what sort of led me to look at design, and I think as you sort of then start going through the process of design, as being an architect is always where I always sort of saw myself. Buildings that you inhabit have sort of a certain lineage, but then, automotive has got definitely sort of, there's shared characteristics, but I think the one thing that remains constant between them is this evolutionary sort of idea where the design process doesn't really stop. And I think that that's sort of been very kind of specific when you look at a model like the 911 that has been one of the most longest running models of cars ever. You can watch that lineage and you can watch that design evolution, but yet still has sort of an inherent sort of shared DNA throughout the whole process, which I think is a testament to good design. I've got a couple of Porsches and they range from very early year, which is 65s, right up to the most current 911 I've got is a 2000 model Mark 1 GT3. The car that I'm driving today is a 1969 model 911T. Being a 69 model, it would have originally come with a 2.2 litre. It's now been taken out to a 2.7 litre. Modified basically as per what was an RS version, which was a later model car which came out in sort of 73. Particularly this one being a 69, pre-70, they've got sort of small sort of bumpers and they're very petite in terms of how the proportions of them sit, and I think that just really, this is a peak period in terms of how that scale and size of them just seem to work really well. The interest for the Porsche is that you really got to get to know them, and you've really got to learn to be able to drive them. They're not a car that you can just get in and just instantly be a hero in. There's something that really requires finesse. It pops, it bangs, it sort of makes all sorts of fantastic noises, and it's a real mechanical sort of experience sort of driving it. The shift is like a very stiff shotgun sort of feel. You've really got to be switched on the whole time because it commands that sort of level of engagement but also respect. This Porsche has been set up for me and the boys as a bit of a weekend racer, a bit of a weekend sort of hot rods. But equally, I can put the bikes on it, and it's it's still a 4-seater, and like all 911s, it's still a very practical and usable sort of sports car. As a kid, knowing how much I enjoyed riding my bike, I sort of thought, look, if my children enjoy it even half as much, then I think that'd be a really great thing, and I think there's something that we can share together, but we can do as a family. I think if you're genuinely really into what you're doing, everything else kind of comes as a result of that. I'm very driven to progress as a professional, keep perspective on what's important to me, enjoy the time with the boys, enjoy the time with the cars, enjoy the time with the bikes, and being able to share it with them. Porsches have always been a specific interest, especially within sort of the 911 lineage. They're quirky, they're unique, they've got their own sort of personality, and I think that, again, that's something that really kind of, interests me in a car. I think it's got to have its own spirit and personality that makes it yours.